Hey now, guys, what is happening? I am back with another book review. What else am I going to talk about? Yes, Silver Surfer. Oh, actually, let me just say real quickly, guys. I just want to get this off my chest for the last couple days. In regards to the Thunderbolts Volume 3 video that I did, the last video, a couple things I just wanted to point out because some people brought this up. Number one, to X Truth X. I'm not always drunk, my friend. That video, I just had a drink and I was still tipsy when I did the video. No regrets, no fucks given. I was having a good time and it bled into my review of Thunderbolts Volume 3. If you didn't like it, pal, sorry. I'm not sorry, okay? But no, I'm not drunk now, nor have I been drunk. Maybe I have been a little tipsy in videos past, but my Thunderbolts Volume 3 review, I think, was fine. And I don't know what you were going on about. Secondly, Mr. Richard Marquez. Metallica is a great band. I don't know if you were trying to say thrash metal or trash metal, but Metallica, I love Metallica. I will fight and die for those guys because they are awesome. Even though people don't like them, I don't give a fuck. I love them. And yeah, I just made a reference that Fabian Nicias had talked about Metallica, which I think was cool. And that's it. And if you don't like Metallica, that's your problem. But still love you guys. Please subscribe or unsubscribe. I don't care, guys. But please enjoy the epics. Just wanted to get that off my chest. Oh, and another thing. Please, let's also stick to the topic of the video. Please, guys, go to other channels for epic news. There's somebody who keeps asking me about Amazing Spider-Man epics. Bro, I don't know. Okay, I get my info from near mint condition, even though I don't really care for Omar and his way of reporting, his reportage, or Curtis from Epic Marvel Podcast. But go to them if you guys want some news about the epics, because I have no clue. I don't have Marvel's ear. They don't have my ear, so I don't know, okay? I report them once I hear the news, okay? All right, guys. Pardon me for bringing that up. I know we're going to talk about Silver Surfer Volume 1, but I just had to get that off my chest, okay? All right, please, guys, just comment about Silver Surfer, and leave everything else to the ether. Okay. All right. Now, Silver Surfer Volume 1, guys, I have finally gotten to it, which I'm really happy about. This is the first print that came out in 2014. And it is old. Look at that, the old font, they no longer use this kind of font typeface. Look at that. It was $34.99. This is back when it was $34.99 back in the day. 320 pages, guys. This is actually one of the shortest books that has ever come out for an epic. I think it's actually tied for 5th place as the shortest book. I think Conan Volume 2, the original Marvel years, is like 288. Planet of the Apes is like 224 pages. And I think also Ms. Marvel Volume 1 is 312. So it's this, and I think Astonishing X-Men, the modern epic, are both at 320. They're tied. And I think also like a Star Wars Kanon modern epic is also very short. But 320 pages. I started the book yesterday. I really thought I was going to be able to like read it in one sitting, but I finished it today. Just took a day. And yeah, what can I say? Silver Surfer, which is written by Lee and penciled by Kirby. And even Marie Severin did the artwork for Tales to Astonish 92 and 93, where Silver Surfer meets the Hulk. This is from 93, Tales to Astonish number 93, which I already read when I read The Incredible Hulk. And pretty much, guys, it's just a smattering, as always, with characters who are mainly guest stars in the beginning before they spin off in their own series, like Submariner, Doctor Doom, which will come out later on this year, Silver Surfer. This one just entails Fantastic Four appearances, and of course, Tales to Astonish 92, 93. You got the first appearance, the trilogy itself, 48, 49, and 50 of Fantastic Four. Actually, here's a funny thing. Technically, actually, 48 and 50 both are not full issues. You literally it starts off with issue 48, but you literally start at page 7. Page 7, look at this. So it shows you the cover of 48, and then this big picture of Silver Surfer. And if you look down on the page, it says page 7. Now, why is that, you may ask? Because, guys, this issue 48, literally finished off the previous storyline of the Inhumans. From 44 to 48 of Fantastic Four was a pretty long and extended storyline involving the Inhumans, the Great Refuge, Maximus trying to take over the Inhumans. We are actually introduced. It was actually the first appearances of the Inhumans. Although I think Medusa appeared in issue 35 or 36 with the Frightful Four. So with 44, 45, 46, it was the first appearance of Crystal, Gorgon, Karnak, Black Bolt, Triton, the main members of the royal family of the Inhumans, and Maximus the Mad. And then it ended in 48, the first 6 pages, or 7, because that top half was cut off. And then it just, which I think is really cool, it's very interesting that we literally go in one issue, ends a storyline, an epic storyline, and then begins another one. That issue 48 is legendary. And I guarantee you I guarantee you they probably will, but if they ever do an Inhumans epic series, that 48 is probably going to get cut off too, like the first 6 pages of issue 48. But that's cool how it's like one half here, one half there. You get the full 49, which is, of course, the Fantastic Four, the Watcher. The Watcher says, hey, the only way to beat Galactus is if the Human Torch flies way across the other side of the universe, which is like infinity, get the ultimate nullifier from the Galactus's space station, bring it back, and then threaten him with the nullifier. All the while, Galactus is preparing to consume the Earth's energies, the resources. Silver Surfer, meanwhile, goes and meets Alicia, Ben Grimm's his girlfriend. And then Silver Surfer just develops a conscience, like, gee, she's right. I'm going to turn against my master and, turn against him, save Earth, and be done with it. Like, all because he met Alicia, all because she touched his heart. And of course, Stan Lee logic. There's no real buildup. It's just, he meets this human woman who says a few nice sugar-coated words and then suddenly convinces him. I don't know how long Silver Surfer has been Galactus's herald. I don't know if they ever mentioned it in any issue. Of course, Stan Lee doesn't bring up Zenla, which is the planet where he's from. There's no mention of Shalabal. There's no mention of him as Norrin Rad, which is what he was before he became the herald of Galactus. None of that. He's just merely a silver guy who rides on a surfboard, and he's the herald of Galactus. And go! That's pretty much how Stan Lee sets it up. Again, he invented it. Stan Lee never perfected it. Again, and by the way, I'm not going to go into how much I hate Stan Lee's writing. I'm beyond that now. But I do. I kind of do. Although I will say that Stan Lee's writing does get progressively better the more we go on in this particular volume. After the initial 48 to 50 storyline, the trilogy, which, by the way, issue 50 also gets cut off midway because Silver Surfer leaves following that storyline, because then Johnny goes to college, White Wingfoot, he meets White Wingfoot, so they decided to cut that part out. I think it stops at page 13. Page 13 is where, wait, let me find out. Hold on. I don't want to deceive you guys. Right, okay, so, hold on. Is this it? Nope. Hold on. This is very important to me. Okay, so here it is. Issue 50. I gotta be very delicate because this book is like really old. Hold on. I think it ends with page 14. See, again, just like issue 48 had this picture, it stopped with page, like a little bit at the top of page 14. Okay, I'm blind, guys, so I have to like shove my book right in my face. So yeah, like page 13 over here, and then like the top of 14, and then that's it. Because then it goes on to Johnny going to college. Anyway, so yeah, you're not getting the full trilogy, guys, just FYI. But that doesn't matter. It's all about the Silver Surfer. So then if issue 55, we move on to 55, where the Thing, being such a fucking meathead jerk off. I like the Thing. I think the Thing means well, but I fucking can't stand that this guy just does not use his brains. He just goes in with guns blazing, fists, his mouth. Oh, I'm gonna take care of him. Alicia, I don't give a, It's like, shut the fuck up, Ben. You fucking numbskull. He's the reason why, like, a lot of the times the Fantastic Four get beaten by enemies, fall into a trap. It's because this idiot, the Thing, just, I don't know. Again, and it's Stan Lee. Stan Lee wrote the dialogue. Stan Lee always has to write this sort of New Yorker, tough guy, big mouth stereotype with the Thing because that's what he knows, Nowadays, I think writers, when they write the Thing or any character, there's a little bit of heart and brains and sense. The Thing during Stan Lee's run, it's just all balls, all muscle. He thinks that's gonna, and he does that with everybody: gods, robots, mutants, monsters. Oh, I'm tough. I'm a big tough guy from Yancey Street. Yeah, let me sock him on with my best Sunday punch. Alicia, shut up. Okay, ooh, that felt good too. That felt really good. So the Thing, yeah, gets on my nerves sometimes, as written by Stan Lee. But I do like him. I love he has a good heart, and he thinks he's an ugly orange monster, a behemoth, a gargoyle, whatever. And Alicia's there to say, no, I love you. Anyway, but 55, Silver Surfer fights the Thing because the Thing thinks that he's macking on Alicia, which is funny in a way, but it gets tiresome. It's like, enough, dude. She doesn't care for him. She cares for you. Stop being so paranoid and insecure, So that's that. And then that culminates. And then there's a little excerpt from 56 where Dr. Doom is watching Silver Surfer. Apparently Silver Surfer flew into Latveria, unbeknownst to him, and he's being watched by Dr. Doom. So there are excerpts in issues 56 and 61. The main issues, like I said, 48 to 50, 55. Then we get the 57 to 60. We get a 4-part storyline where Dr. Doom attains Silver Surfer's cosmic powers, or the power cosmic. He can ride the surfboard. He can do all sorts of stuff like the Silver Surfer does. And the Fantastic Four just can't beat him. But of course, Reed Richards, using his brain, something the Thing doesn't have, he manages to get Doom off the surfboard, and Doom loses his powers. This is by issue 60. And then the surfboard comes to collect Silver Surfer, who is trapped in a prison tower in Latveria, in Castle Latveria? Latverian Castle? Or whatever. Excuse me. Alpha chatting. Or I think it's called Doomstadt, isn't it? Oh, anyway. And then 61 again has another excerpt where it shows the surfboard coming to collect Surfer. And Surfer's like, fuck everybody. Fuck humans. Fuck humankind. You guys are a bunch of fucking treacherous, duplicitous, deceitful, greedy cocksuckers. Fuck you. I'm out of here. That's basically what he says. And then he takes off. And then we don't see him again until issue 72. No, excuse me. Tales to Astonish 92, 93. Where he fights the Hulk. And again, the Thing, Dr. Doom, and now the Hulk just reinforces Silver Surfer's disdain for humanity. And I don't blame him. And mind you guys, this was during the Vietnam War. This is when a lot of upheaval was happening all over the world, politically, religiously, and to his credit, Stan Lee wrote, and this is what I always say, I defend Stan Lee in this regard, where by the late 60s, Stan Lee became less about, let's have good guys versus bad guys, Excelsior, that's great, I love it, to being like, there are people dying in Southeast Asia, there are revolutions happening in Czechoslovakia in 1968, Russians, and of course also Hungary. Well, Hungary, no, that was in 56, I think. My world history and geography is all over the place. But stuff like that was happening around this time. our problem with Vietnam. So, and interestingly enough, he does quote, well, no, I'm not going to quote, but Silver Surfer does talk about brotherhood and brotherhood and loving one another, a lot of hippie dippy shit. By 1967, 68, hippies were now becoming, or flower children as they were called. Hippies is more of like, I think, a derogatory term, whereas they were flower children at first. And then when it all went to shit, they became hippies. Damn hippies. And yeah, I think Stan Lee was reading up on this stuff, maybe Timothy Leary's books, and doing the LSD and dropping in, tuning out, all that crap. And by this time, like, Stan Lee was already like in his 40s. He was like an old man. Anyway, but you see a lot of this new age rhetoric permeating with the Silver Surfer. And I actually like how the Silver Surfer, you could really tell that Stan Lee enjoys writing the Silver Surfer. And I would even say that Silver Surfer's dialogue is more becoming of what I think Stan Lee meant to always sound like to be about something good and noble and majestic without sounding corny and cheesy. I really recommend, like, you guys at some point get a hold of Volume 1. I know they released a second print in 2019 and hasn't been one since. I don't know how rare the book is. I do recall when I got this on Amazon, guys, it was very cheap. And this is the first print. So check out on Amazon for this one. When Calls Galactus. I kept calling it When Galactus Calls. It's When Calls Galactus, just so you guys know. Yeah, the Doom storyline, 57 to 60 was awesome. So 72, he comes back, Silver Surfer. Then, what happened in 72? I forgot what happened in issue 72, and I read it today. But I do know 74 through 77 is another 4-part storyline where Galactus comes back because he's starving, he's hungry, he's gotta eat a planet. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna break my detente and go after Earth. But Fantastic Four is like, no. And the Watcher, of course, comes back and they're like, no, you promised you weren't gonna eat Earth. Please stop. So then Galactus is like, okay, I tell you what, find Silver Surfer for me, so that way he can find me a planet to devour, and I'll leave Earth alone. So, gosh. So then Silver Surfer disappears into Subatomica, which is a microscopic world within a microscope in Reed's laboratory, and that's the world of the Psycho Man. So there's just a whole thing the whole thing happens here where Reed, Johnny, and Ben go into Subatomica, coax Silver Surfer back out so that he can, satisfy satisfy Galactus's hunger. But meanwhile, they have to deal with the Psycho Man. Silver Surfer comes back out and says, okay, I'll help you find your planet. So he does, and he goes out. Meanwhile, the three Fantastic Four fight Psycho Man. They win, and Surfer helps Galactus find a comet or something to munch on. Not really munch on, but he just absorbs the energy, and that's it. And that's it. And, he's like, oh yeah, at one point Surfer's like, hey, by the way, could you lift this exile of because Surfer can't, because Silver Surfer helped the Fantastic Four during 48 through 50, Galactus banished Surfer to the Earth. He took away his Herald ship, let him keep some of his cosmic powers. He took more than half of it, or 1/4 of his power away. But he's like, you're now exiled and banished on Earth. You cannot leave. You cannot fly the spaceways, the skyways, whatever the fuck. He's exiled on Earth. So Surfer, in the end, asks, hey, could you lift this in me? And Galactus is like, no. Thank you for helping me find a planet to munch on, but no, your exile remains. Goodbye. And he leaves. Galactus leaves Surfer behind, and Surfer's like, fuck. Well, that certainly sucks. I helped this cocksucker out, gave him a planet to feed because he was starving, and I'm still stuck on Earth. That's pretty much it. And then they allude to, of course, the solo series, the Stan Lee, John Buscema, Silver Surfer series, which I'm pretty sure, I mean, it's a fair bet that volume 2 will be that run. And God, I want it right now, guys. I want to read those first 18 issues. Mephisto's first appearance is in issue 3. The Badoon, so a lot of stuff. I think also Shalabal, his lover, and I think does Zenla appear? I don't know. I think Zenla's in the Steve Englehart series, but I don't know. But I cannot wait for volume 2 to come out. And that's pretty much where it stops in this book, and then leads into his series. Meanwhile, I forgot to mention that Invisible Girl, Susan Storm, is pregnant with Franklin. So she does not join in the mission with Psycho Man, with her husband and her other teammates. Crystal is with her. And a lot of soap opera melodrama that occurs, which I kind of like because it feels like, TV show or cartoon. It's like a lot of things. So she doesn't do anything. She's just waiting to give birth to Franklin. That's the extent of her role, and how Stanley usually treats his female characters, which is sad and pathetic. And annual number 5. I forgot to mention annual number 5 is also included, where Silver Surfer meets Quasimodo. That was like a quick 14 pages. Nothing major there. He gives Quasimodo not sentience, but he gives him a body. Like, hey, here you go, you're free. Because in the last annual 4, Mad Thinker created Quasimodo, and then it ended with him getting stuck in the computer. It was pretty sad. For like a whole year. You'd have to wait for like a whole year to find out what happens to Quasimodo. And then what I don't understand is Silver Surfer helped Quasimodo, and then Quasimodo's like, he turns right around and attacks Surfer. Even though he helped him, he's like, oh yeah, now I remember my function. I'm supposed to destroy people. And he attacks Silver Surfer. It's like, Stanley, come on, man. How about some common sense, some sense of like modernity? Why do you always have to have bad guys and good guys and white and black and, just fuck you. Okay. Stanley's dead, so I can't really say that. But he's a terrible writer, guys. Okay, I'm done, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to actually move on now to, and I'm actually really excited to read this one, Volume 3. There's no Volume 2, like I said, but hopefully that'll be announced. And when it does, I'm pretty sure 1 through 18 of the Buscema Stan Lee era will be included. Maybe some other stuff. Maybe some guest appearances in other books. Who knows? But I'm moving on to this, Volume 3, Freedom. This I think is the first print also. They did a second print last year that came out. So hopefully you guys got yours. This is going to this includes the one-shot Volume 2 of Silver Surfer, including also Epic Illustrated Unlimited, was it Supervillain Classics 1, and also the first 14 issues of the third volume, which is the more popular, familiar run of Silver Surfer, which went on for 146 issues, ending in, I think, 2000, the year 2000, or no, 1999. Yeah. So, 87 to 99 was this run, Volume 3, and it starts off with Steve Englehart and Marshall Rogers doing the pencils. I love it. Look at that. You got Englehart, Byrne, Rogers, Joe Staton, and John Buscema. I think it's John Buscema, or is that Sal Buscema? Let me see. It is, Mark Gruenwald. It is John Buscema. Okay. So yeah, from 1980 to 1990, 10 years there, guys, including the first 14 issues of Volume 3, which is the Steve Englehart, Marshall Rogers era. Oh, I can't wait to read it, guys. Look at that, with that logo. He's got Nova, and I know Mantis, the Celestial Madonna. She's going to be a co-star in this series. Of course, this big boy, Galactus. Can't wait, guys. Volume 3. All right. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, or don't, whatever. I keep reading these epics, so you don't have to. But I do encourage you guys to read them. And that's it. Sound off, guys, in the comments. I'll see you next time. Bye.